Bubble boy.
Yeah.
Bubble boy. It's incorrect. Has to take steroids.
If there's
People.
one set of fans I would not with, it's the Bills.
Children, please. You got a whole life.
Yeah.
Let's buckle up here.
All I want for Christmas is for LeBron James and Serena Williams to have a baby.
Yo.
For science.
She must have been on suicide watch when she saw Gronk dent that thing. We're all going to die.
Smash that like button or I'm going to get kicked out of the house. I can't pay rent.
So we got a new segment here. I'm just going for it. A little different. A couple hypotheticals. If you could bring back one player from the past in any sport to put in today's modern game, who would it be?
Kyle, go ahead.
Barry Bonds.
I knew it. That was my second guess.
Barry Bonds.
Second guess, dude.
Dude, Barry Bonds
Now,
is
is he
such...
allowed to use steroids?
Fuck
Yes,
yeah. Are you kidding me? You're not Barry Bonds if you're not using fucking steroids.
Absolutely.
Anyways, if Barry Bonds is such a statistical anomaly that even if you took a bat out of his hands,
Yes,
right, and
tell
he
me the
didn't
stat.
swing,
Hit me with it.
he literally would still have an on-base percentage of almost 400.
That's
I'm
disgusting.
gonna say that again. Barry Bonds didn't even have to swing and would have had an on-base percentage of over 400.
That's how intimidating he was.
His intimidation alone drew him more walks than almost, I think, anybody else in baseball. He had his... So I saw a stat the other day where this guy had... It was... I forget his name, but he had a batting average of something in the 100s. Let's just say like 180. But his on-base percentage was like 340, which means this dude just kept walking. This is in today's game. Do you know the difference was like it was like plus
that sounds like a Joey Gallo.
it was like plus 249, 250, to something like it was something like that, whatever it was, of an on-base percentage compared to his batting average. That's a huge gap. That means he was walking a shit ton and he can't hit for whatever. So that difference, he was number one. Barry Bonds was number two with like the difference between his batting average and his on-base percentage. The only problem was his batting average was 360 and his on-base percentage was like 520.
Wait.
It was almost like it actually, now that I think about it, it was almost 600. So the difference between his batting average and his on-base percentage was equivalent to this guy who's not hitting the ball and walking. The only difference is Barry Bonds was crushing the ball.
And also, Barry Bonds, was there anyone else more obvious on steroids ever? By the
No,
way?
that's why everybody knows him.
I don't even care.
The guy.
Like, no, I know, I don't care either. But
Bring it
like,
back.
Just go to like now. Keep in mind, without the steroids, his first half of his career, Hall of Famer regardless.
Right,
He was
easy.
very-
The fact he's not
First of
in,
all-
I think, is
First of all,
disrespectful because
he
he
had hair. was stealing bases, like
I
was a
hate this
base
fucking
stealer. His average was in the 300. Like, this dude was nuts. And then all of a sudden started cranking like 40 a year.
Yeah.
And he just turned into a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Like, just like head and body.
a
Just
human
just,
tank.
Dude. Like, I always watch that highlight of him and Eric Gagne when Eric Gagne was like Cy Young caliber.
Yeah.
And like they had like an epic battle. The entire stadium knew like this was a crazy moment. The entire stadium was standing watching this, and Barry puts it like 450 in the lake or the ocean, sorry. And it was like
He was incredible. He is such a statistical anomaly in baseball. Like, he is insane.
the only problem is I wonder if he would even like
He's one of one.
absolutely.
far
I
as
wonder if
players
he
go.
would like shine in today's game though. 'cause
Absolutely.
The pitching
This
just
just-
gets better.
Well, pitching it's not just that. It's just like all the batters do this now. All
Yeah.
they do is hit home runs. Would he get like it was a couple years ago when Pete Alonso won? Like, he was a rookie. He
Yeah,
hit like
yeah.
50. The top three guys outside of Pete Alonso, I didn't know who 1 and 2 were. I had no idea who they were.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, it
one-
was,
because like
It's like
It's-
Ryan Hoskins, I think.
something like that. But like that's what we're talking about. Like it was just like
Yeah. Back then, it was just him and it was like him,
yeah,
Sosa.
him Sosa. Like there was like one guy a team.
Yeah.
And maybe two, like go to the Red Sox, Manny and Ortiz.
Yeah.
It's different. It was just now like all the guys hit like 50.
I don't think he would have walked as much, but I think as far as like hitting wise, especially if you allowed him to use steroids. Oh my god.
The only guy
Dude,
in the
he
league
just-
allowed
dude,
to
he
use
just-
steroids.
Bro, he just walk up as one big chest muscle with a bat sticking out, just
Dude, nobody threw him the ball. Nobody threw him the ball. Everyone was like, fuck that. Get to first. Sit there. I'd rather you there than in the batter's box.
No, literally.
That's intimidation, right?
That's intimidation.
Absolutely.
That is BDE right there.
The definition of it.
Definition.
James, who's your guy?
My statistical anomaly. Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh, I knew this.
I love.
This was like the most obvious pick.
I don't
hear
even
how
care.
sad that
I don't
was?
even care. You know why?
It was a
Because
sad one.
the dude averaged 50 points a game, and I don't think he would do that today, but he had 100 points in a game. He led the league in assists one year. He's a track star. Fun little story.
Then I run in
Yeah.
a
So
track
fun little
star.
story. He was at a party with Jim Brown way back in the day. You know, when he was alive, and both in their primes, kind of thing.
That
They're
was
at a
depressing.
party. Yeah, sorry. And they were debating on like who's faster. So then they race. Wilt Chamberlain beat Jim Brown. We're talking about the Jim Brown in a race, and Jim Brown was so pissed off. He goes, "Let's race again." Wilt beat him again.
Dude,
Like, people disrespect the actual athlete Wilt Chamberlain was.
bro, I saw a video of Wilt Chamberlain like running down the court. He like,
Oh!
first of all, not only was he like 4 times the size of everybody, like lengthwise and
Yeah,
height-wise,
He was 3 times the speed.
He ran down, dude. He got down to the court in like 3 steps.
What's this dude?
And it wasn't
Sprinting
like-
down the highway?
And it wasn't like
Basically.
it wasn't slow steps either. They were like long and fast steps.
No.
He was down like that.
Yeah, bro.
Dude,
he
this
was
guy-
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
No,
in
No,
a league-
better,
no,
better,
even better.
better.
Oh, no.
Even better.
No, so this is my
in
thing
a
with
league
Wilt
full of
Chamberlain.
5'10".
Yeah,
average
orthodontists,
plumbers.
yeah, nothing.
Yeah,
Like-
so my thing is with Wilt Chamberlain is I don't think he's averaging 50 points a game. I don't. That like in a season, that's ridiculous. Is he gonna get 100 points in a game? You know, anything can happen. Because who's gonna defend him in the paint? There's a handful of guys. 7'2" freak athlete.
Anthony Davis, I mean.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's like those top guys you can put up there, but Wilt Chamberlain, dude, just the stories you hear about him, and there was another story with Arnold Schwarzenegger. They were doing some workout. They're like the biggest guys. It was like the tricep pull downs would do 150, and they would struggle. Wilt Chamberlain came in and did 170 like nothing. Like he's just such a freak anomaly, and I understand some of it's probably a little bit blown out of water because they didn't have social media and everything covering it. But he is a guy that was way ahead of his time. And the thing that sucks is like his 100-point game wasn't recorded. I saw somebody tweet, and they're just like, once he hit 70, nobody thought maybe we should turn on some cameras.
Yeah, that is a little sus.
But like, what, dude? He's just 2K also disrespects him. They make him slow as dog shit. It's like,
Yeah, I will say that.
I'm like, no.
The speed, I can agree with that the most. The speed that 2K gives Wilt Chamberlain is straight disrespectful.
Go like the videos you were watching. He was literally a track star in high school. This man is just he was Goliath. This dude was huge. And in today's game, I think he'd still be an MVP candidate because everyone's like he can't pass the ball. I'm like he led the league in assists. Now I get it's a different league back then, but this guy was just something else. I love Wilt Chamberlain. He's such a statistical anomaly.
He's
Everything
a stud,
he
dude.
did.
He's a stud.
He was the man before the man. He was a weird guy, though, I found out. I watched a lot of interviews with him. I love Wilt Chamberlain. This dude, he would randomly just, like... Either way.
I don't know what the
I don't
fuck
know.
you were looking at.
Yeah, I don't know if
I
you
was
would-
looking at something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Faye,
But
you
either-
dead ass were like,
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. But either way, Wilt Chamberlain would randomly...
anesthesia.
Dude, dude, this guy would randomly just get in his car and drive cross country, like, on a whim.
You mean walk?
No.
Skip?
He's just like...
He crossed states
you
with a
see him
single
running down the
bound.
highway?
Just
Dude,
like, yeah. Oh, that's Wilt. Just
But like, could you imagine if Wilt Chamberlain was playing today and playing the Celtics? Like, oh, I have to body Robert Williams real quick because I'm twice as athletic and even taller.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, he didn't have a 3-point shot. I feel like he would have developed some kind of a 3-point shot if needed.
Who cares?
He didn't need to. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he would body everyone in the
Yeah,
paint.
exactly. Yeah.
I just love Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah. All right, so mine's a little. He's not a statistical anomaly, but I just want to see this dude in,
He's just
in
a
the
bro?
NFL. Mike Allstott.
Mike Allstott.
Do you guys know who? You have no idea who Mike Allstott
I
is?
don't know.
The fullback from the early 2000s, white dude, just a brick shit house.
The only white
Interesting.
fullback I remember is Peyton Hillis.
He was a running back.
But he
It's
was a
different.
fullback.
No.
Running back.
Like, when I tell you Mike Allstott would run through people with no regard for human life, like I thought, like there was like murders on the football field, like literal like murders. I'm upset you have no idea who I'm talking about right
I've
now.
never. I mean, I'm sorry. He's a fullback,
when
bro.
we end the show,
Yeah.
we are sitting on the couch and we are watching a 5-minute highlight.
That's
tape.
fair. That's fair.
I'm not complaining.
No,
No.
you better not,
I'm glad
because
we're
you're gonna be
here.
like, why did I not hear about this guy?
We're gonna record a 30-second clip after this. We're gonna go. Oh no, Faye, he wasn't kidding.
Oh my god!
Just 'cause, like, I just want to see what would happen with like today's NFL linebackers, because he would, what he would do to linebackers.
Especially,
back
I
in the
will
day.
say the linebackers now are a lot smaller and quicker.
I was
smaller and quicker, but they're smaller, but they're more compact.
Yeah, well, I'm saying they have to. There's a lot more coverage amongst linebackers than there was in the day. Like Ray Lewis
Oh, he
was. Well,
was
Ray
ahead of
Lewis
his
would
time.
be.
That's different. He
was ahead of his time too.
that man.
absolutely.
He was huge and fit. That's a whole.
But I'm saying Ray Lewis
Bring him
wasn't
back.
He wasn't the best in coverage. I'm saying middle linebackers nowadays have
Didn't
to
matter.
cover better than that and still make plays. They're just
I'm sorry.
today's middle linebackers are just smaller and quicker. That's all I'm.
Ray Lewis
saying.
killed everyone. Oh, maybe I shouldn't say that. he,
No, I'm upset. I'm upset because in 5 seconds that was gonna be my joke. I swear to God, he beat me to it.
He crushed.
That man murdered.
He
him.
murdered
Oh,
it
no.
on the field.
I was slow. I was slow on the trigger there.
It was
I'm upset.
it was never proven he killed anyone on the field, but anyway. So that's the
Off the field,
off the field either.
maybe.
That was it.
Okay,
No,
so
I mean,
now
like,
we're on to Ray Lewis.
Yeah, it was a shorter topic because you guys don't know who he
I
is,
mean-
but that's fine.
Ah,
Play for the
wow.
Bucks. Put him on the Bucks. I need it.
Dude, put him back. Giving Tommy Boy that big bowling ball to just.
Yo, you have no idea.
Bro, you guys don't. You got Peyton Hillis though. That was like the fullback.
No, dude.
He was such a good
Mike
fullback that he
Allstott-
turned
Mike
into a running
Allstott
back.
eats Peyton Hillis for breakfast.
Really?
I swear to God.
How big's this dude?
The big boy. The fullback.
Oh,
I know,
that's
but
the
like,
number.
is he like 6'3", 250, or is
He's
he like
probably around there.
No
Really?
way. Fullbacks aren't. You
What's
know,
his name?
actually, I was
I
gonna
don't
say
think-
no way.
Mike
but then,
Allstott.
Mike
dude.
Allstott?